it really, do you know much about File Exchange? Do you use it?
Yeah, I use it for because I've talked to you a little bit about it. I'm creating that manual store.
Yeah.
So I've used the file exchange, just to download orders or download the inventory report and modify it and re-upload back in there. So yeah, I've used it.
A lot of people don't know about File Exchange.
Yeah, which is mind blowing
Yeah, isn't
because
it?
that's one of the best tools on eBay for sure for someone who likes Excel and can use Excel
Hmm.
to be able to download something and then modify it and re-upload. I mean, yeah, it's amazing. It's like software basically without using any software.
So, for those of you who are listening, there's like, if you don't know what File Exchange is, File Exchange allows you to upload CSV files to eBay, and you can literally do anything that you can do in your eBay account manually. You can create listings with photos. You can delete listings, revise them. You can do pretty much almost. I don't know if you can run like promoted listing campaigns and that kind of stuff. But when it comes to
That's what
actually
I've
editing a listing, you can do like all of it.
That's what I was gonna I look into next. I was gonna look and see if I could do markdowns with the file exchange,
Hmm.
like doing promotions and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm sure you've seen it, the handbook, the file on like the how to.
Yeah, it's
That's
super
something
informative.
that exactly. I think people should read that, honestly, even if they're it's just like one of those things like we were talking about with buying a bunch of different courses. Even if you're not going to use the file exchange, at least know what it's capable of and expand your knowledge of eBay. So
I'm gonna
honestly, you know
show
what,
it
Jack?
in the
I'm
background.
gonna drop a link. I'm gonna drop a link to that in the chat right now.
Awesome.
Exchange eBay user guide because I want people to know what we're talking about because I mean that's one of the things I am passionate about is using the file exchange. But you introduced me to a guy who uses specifically the file exchange. Do you want to talk about that a little bit more? I actually got in touch with that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, and the reason I want to bring this up to people is because, like, from what I understand about the situation with eBay, if it really is targeting dropshippers to try and isolate them, this means a lot of things. And one of the most interesting ones is there's going to inevitably be less competition for if you're able to remain not identified or flagged,
Hmm.
right? And the appeal here of file exchange is that you can use software to create the files that get uploaded to file exchange. So eBay has no way of knowing what software you are doing. It is literally completely anonymous because you have it just creating the way to interact with eBay's existing file exchange
Hmm.
infrastructure. So this I firmly believe that being able to use file exchange properly can give you a big edge in the current condition of drop shipping on eBay. And it's something that I wanted to bring up and talk about specifically because so few people know about it, right?
Yeah,
Or
and like I
talk about it
said,
really.
with
Use
with
it.
my yeah, with my manual store, like I mentioned previously, I mean that's how I'm doing it and still able to manage it is by downloading orders up into the file exchange. And once I get enough orders, I'll just put trackings in the CSV files and then upload those into eBay instead of having to go through every single one by one and add tracking, add tracking, add tracking. Literally just upload a file. And I've done that in the past actually when I first started drop shipping and found out about it. That was definitely the easiest way for me to do it with my Home Depot orders when I first started was, and I think I actually learned about the file exchange from your YouTube videos, by the way. So that was definitely one valuable thing. And that just goes to show you were doing bulk drop shipping, nothing related to what my strategy was, but I learned from you by watching you and do it using the file exchange or whatever. So that just proves again, you should watch all the information you can about drop shipping if you want to be one of the best or have the most knowledge on it. But anyway, having the ability to just go through your email, copy into a column, and copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, and then upload into there. I mean, before TrackerBot, that was, and even with TrackerBot, you're still having to connect software.
Yeah.
So if you want to do it completely manually and you want to do it quickly, then you got to know how to do the file exchange. I'm looking now actually at the file exchange. I'm trying to find if you can do a markdown. There's nothing about it in there.
I didn't think you could do anything promotional. It's all about like editing, adding, creating listings mostly.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's, if you guys check it out, the table of contents in that file, I'm not sure. I saw you were pulling it up on your computer, but if you, yeah, if anyone opens that file and looks in the table of contents, I mean, literally it explains every single thing. The only thing that I will say about the file exchange, it looks like they haven't updated it since October of 2015. So they just like made it and then kind of just were like, all right, whatever.
So I'm
We're not
gonna
going to update this
quickly.
anymore.
I'm showing the file exchange document, and I'm gonna just quickly show what the revising would look like, essentially. Because one of the things that you can do, obviously, with file exchange is to reprice your items when the prices change, and also change the stock of your item when your items go out of stock, right? So the way that you do this is quite simple. You have an Excel spreadsheet with 4 columns in it. I think it's 4. Is it like 3? One second.
You know, it's interesting. I don't want to steal the thunder here, but I did make a YouTube video on Tuesday on how to use the file exchange to revise listings.
Nice.
But yeah, still explain it. Yeah, I mean, obviously we need to explain it here, but I'm just saying, just pitching my channel a little bit.
No, the videos are good. I'm just not trying to like show people how to do it. I'm just trying to really get people to understand that like not enough people use file exchange, and it's incredibly useful, and it's looking like it is where if you get good at using file exchange, then you're interacting with or in a way with eBay that they're going to have a harder time telling that you're drop shipping.
Yeah.
If that's the direction they keep heading in.
So I just know this off the top of my head. I'm not looking at the file exchange right now, but if you go to page 33, just because I was on this learning from it yet the other day, page 33, it actually shows you how to modify variation listings. And that's something that, yeah, like this is all about revising the item right here, I guess, on page 33 with the variation listings. SKUgrid, I don't think, can revise variation listings, can it? But if you use SKUgrid in conjunction, you know, create some sort of Excel file that reads the SKUgrid file and then updates the variation listing accordingly, and then you upload that manually into eBay. There's a whole thing about it, but you're on page 14 right now. That's what it is. But
yeah, I'm on page 33 now in our actual conversation, but on the live stream it's.
Oh yeah, I see what you're. Okay, yeah, gotcha. That's funny. I was like, wait, you're not on page 33. But anyway, yeah, it was all about variation listings. And you can see like the relationship details and like how it tells you need to mark everything and all of that. But yeah, it was really interesting. I mean,
that's another kind of strategy to talk about. Because a lot of people avoid variations, but there's some people who will actually try and just only post variation items, specifically because if people are avoiding them, then maybe there's less competition, essentially. So if you can figure out how to use them properly. And I want to talk about this as well, because I'm starting to, like, okay, right now I'm staying with Chris, right? And he's a physical seller. And his whole inventory, dude, like, he doesn't have problems finding stuff. It's about being able to post the stuff. And it's all clothes and shoes. And it makes me really like, why did I always avoid that category when it represents such a large portion of purchased goods online? It's like 40%. It's insane. And like that was a whole world that I just avoided because I didn't want to deal with variations and that kind of thing. And I wonder now, like, how true are those preconceptions I had? Is that right? Or is there actually like a lot of money to be made in variations? You know, it's totally worth that.
Yeah, I've made a lot of money selling shoes from Amazon, but I will say I have a lot of returns for shoes as well, because obviously they're going to be the highest returned items.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about drop shipped. I'm not talking about going and doing retail arbitrage and, you know, doing physical selling. Yeah, I sell a lot of shoes, and like I said, I've seen a lot of them get returned, and they used to get returned to my house because I didn't have like the free shipping on, where it would get shipped directly back to Amazon. If it was buyer's remorse, it would come through me and then I would ship it back to Amazon. a pain in the ass, but I saw a lot of shoes every other day. So yeah, you're right. They do sell a lot, but the pain in the ass thing with it is the returns that you're gonna have to deal with.
But in a lot of situations, like the returns, it's just you can automate that process. You don't really lose that much money. If your supplier offers free returns, then
Yeah,
you lose the PayPal transaction fee, but it
yeah,
really
the 30 cents.
doesn't matter that much, you know. And that's
Yeah,
something that was really appealing to me about dropshipping, and one of the reasons I always did bulk with Walmart, because like I knew Walmart's not like there are so many other sources, and it makes so much more sense to get experience with tons of different sources if you really want to earn money than it does to just do on one. But I was about like figuring out what happens and posting lots of stuff, and Walmart just seemed so appealing because it had that like relative safety, you know.